What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Rick Reads Comics. Today, we got something. I got something that I wanted to do for a long time. I want to go through Crisis on Infinite Earths. This is a collected version. Sorry, I have a little bit of a cold also, but this is a collected version. I'll read the back of it, and it'll kind of give you the synopsis if you don't know what this is. But DC Animated recently came out with. Uh, I think it was Crisis on Yeah, I think it's just called Crisis on Infinite Earths, maybe. Yeah, Crisis on Infinite Earths, and it had part one, two, and three, and that was adapting this, which they've changed stuff a little bit. I'm sure it's not the exact same, but we'll go through and read the original. But it's by Marv Wolfman and George Perez. And let's read this back real quick, in case you don't know what this is or you're not familiar. But it says, "Worlds lived, worlds died, and the DC universe was never the same." Crisis on Infinite Earths. In 1985, so this came out in 1985, DC Comics dramatically altered comics' original universe with Crisis on Infinite Earths, a 12-issue series that rocked the comics community, tragically dooming some of DC's most beloved characters and drastically altering others. An unforgettable and defining event in comics history, Crisis was arguably the first company-wide crossover to make good on its promise of lasting change. Now, down here at the bottom, it says written by Marv Wolfman and penciled by George Perez, with inks by Dick Giordano, Jerry Ordway, and Mike DiCarlo. Crisis on Infinite Earths finds the alternate worlds that once were a hallmark of the DC Universe under siege by a mysterious force powerful enough to wipe out the lives of billions. And also, I'll just read this too. Painstakingly restored and meticulously recolored, Crisis on Infinite Earths is at last available as a handsome and affordable softcover collection. So, if you don't know and you buy these collected versions of comics, a lot of times the older ones have all been recolored and remastered. So, it's not the original coloring that they were when they came out. Some shades are darker or lighter. Sometimes they pop more, sometimes not so much. Um, but this bothers people. And so, if you want to go and see what the colors were actually like when the issue came out, go find one of the original issues, and you'll see the difference. Now, if you've never read those, you don't really collect comics. This won't bother you. You'll be able to read this fine, and none of that will even register. But if you have looked at the originals, the color schemes will be a little bit different. But it's just an adaptation. So that's just what they did. They just changed it and tried to update it. So they did it the best they can. And some of that stuff might not have got translated exactly. But anyway, that's enough for introduction. This will be a 12-part video. We'll do the first part today, which will be an issue number 1. So worlds will live, worlds will die, and the universe will never be the same. Crisis on Infinite Earths. Marv Wolfman's the writer, George Perez is the penciler, Dick Giordano, Mike DiCarlo, and Jerry Ordway are inkers, Anthony Tollin and Tom Ziuko, Carl Gafford, colorists from the original series, and Tom McCraw is the color reconstruction and enhancement, so he's the recoloring, and John Costanza is the letterer, and the original covers were by George Perez. All right, here we go. If you want to read the rest of these, you can. You can pause it and check them out. But yeah, 1985. So there's a big introduction on this. I was debating on if I was going to read it or not. I may make a separate uh, video, or at the end we'll just read it. But for right now, we'll skip it. We'll go through it all, and then maybe on the last issue, I'll go back and read it. Just because I like it when you can jump in. You don't really have all that context. You can just experience it for the first time, kind of how everybody else did. So you got a bunch of worlds here, all from some point, and a whole bunch of characters, which a lot of these I don't even know who they are. So here we go. Got somebody walking. He's looking back and he sees a world blowing up. He's standing from a distance. So this first part's called the summoning. In the beginning, there was only one, a single black infinitude, so cold and dark for so very long that even the burning light was imperceptible. But the light grew, and the infinitude shuddered, and the darkness finally screamed as much in pain as in relief. For in that instant, a multiverse was born. And here's a bunch of worlds. A multiverse of worlds vibrating and replicating, and a multiverse that should have been one became many. That was then. This is the planet Earth, and in as many moments as it takes to comprehend its fate, this Earth will die. So you see a bright light, some kind of force shining, overtaking the Earth. Don't you people understand that there is no hope in running? Or maybe they do understand. They see their world fraying, fading away before their terrified eyes. And this is a big panel, so it's going across 2 pages. So there's the world or Earth, I guess, city starting to get obliterated, and it's like a wave coming. Everyone's scared. 10,000 years of civilization stolen without explanations or alternatives. He's yelling. Oh, they understand all too well, but they run because they fear prayer is not enough. And he's crying. So he's up there flying around, and everybody's running from the wave, and everything's getting taken over. Well, I cannot run from this plague which swallows earth after earth. No, I am drawn to it, forced to observe the death rattle of of the multiverse. How much longer must I suffer for my sins before I may be spared the witnessing of these horrors? He's trying to reach out for somebody, and they get wiped away. Let me die along with. No, I'm disappearing again. Another earth is to be swallowed by the dark, and I must attend as I have the hundreds which have died before. And he disappears. And there's the earth is gone, and there's the emptiness. So it looks like this guy, for whatever reason, is being transported to all these earths that are being obliterated, and he's having to witness it all. And he says it's paying for his sins, or suffering for his sins. So here we go. Here's another one. This is Earth 3. Its universe is about to reach the end of its existence. Ultraman, it's no use. Even my power ring can't seal these volcanoes fast enough. Nature's gone insane. It's more than nature. Power ring, it's the entire universe. I've used my telescopic vision, and we're the only world that remains. So this is what we would call Green Lantern and Superman, but he's saying Ultraman, and this guy's Power Ring. So these are alternate versions of our heroes. But with all the power we possess, certainly we can stop this madness. I've changed the course of mighty oceans. Don't tell me my super strength can't save my adopted planet. Power Ring, some of the rest of the crime syndicate. Heaven help us, but we can't do this alone. They're already doing the best they can, but it's useless. I tell you, we're all going to die. And then here's another place, or it's the same place, yeah. Johnny Quick, I've never felt so helpless before. I know what you mean, Owlman. Do you really? For years, we used our powers to make us masters of the earth. Nothing could stop us, not even the Earth's sole superhero, Luthor. This is a weird topsy turvy world where the heroes are the villains and Luthor is a hero. Now we're going to die just like the rest of the chattel. Why? Why did the gods give us these powers if we can't use them to save our own lives? And they see it coming. He's looking. So this is Johnny Quick, and that's Owlman. So it's like Batman and the Flash. With all my power, I can't save any of them. I feel so useless. That wall of antimatter dissolves all it touches. So he has a giant L, so I'm assuming that might be Luthor. And not even my science can stop. Wait, Superwoman, one of the crime syndicate. She and the others have been trying to help save the Earth. She doesn't realize the antimatter wall is behind Superwoman, and he's reaching out for her. Luthor, what do you want? And then there she goes, starts to disappear. Gone, as if she never existed. Lord, though we battled time and time again, I never wanted her to die like that. Her or the rest of my world. But it's over, and if I'm to perish, let it be at the side of my loving wife. Lois, the antimatter wall's spreading everywhere. My love, it's only a matter of time now. Alexander, I think I can die peacefully knowing I'm with you. So, Lois and Luthor are together in this universe. But our son is so young. He's been cheated of living and knowing love. Alex, must he perish too? Come with me quickly. There's little time. There's hope? There must be. Without hope, all is lost. Johnny Quick! Johnny Quick! We're. It's everywhere, Power Ring. I used to revel in my powers, but when I need them the most, they're useless. It's ironic, isn't it? We've spent a lifetime terrorizing this world, yet our last moments alive are spent trying to save it. From the moment I first learned of the other Earths and the multi dimensions, he appears, I strove to find some way to bridge the vibrational gap which separates us. Amidst the chaos and confusion, this is a prototype large enough for only one, and he knows. We will die, but our son shall live. Ultraman, look! Who are you, man? I am called Pariah, and I mourn for this world about to die. No, mine is not the hand which slays worlds. Oh, he says, then you caused this. I'll kill you for it. No, mine is not the hand which slays the worlds. I can do nothing more than cry. Then I guess this is it. Ultraman, wait. What are you doing? What I have done all my life. I fight to the very end. And he flies off into oblivion. Ultraman, Ultraman, don't leave me to. And then back to Luthor and Lois. So Power Ring disappears too. My love, and so the world ends. So they use some device to send their son off to another world, I guess. And then all the people are disappearing. But our hopes and prayers live on. And then there's Pariah. I know where other heroes live. They will care for our son. And then it disappears. Farewell. May they treat you with love. And then they start to disappear. Lois, our time together has been all too brief, but you've given me a lot this old scientist never thought he'd know. And you've given me more love than I had any right to expect. My husband, I love you. So they tell each other they love him, and then they start to disappear also. And if you know the Superman story, this is almost like the Superman story where Superman's parents' world is about to explode or blow up, and they send Superman off in a single ship. That's kind of what Luthor and Lois did right here, sending their son off in a single ship, but through the multiverse instead of through space. And Earth 3, and there's the ship. Oh, I guess it is going into space, kind of. Takes off and it's leaving the void. And it says, it's simply no more. A universe ceases to be. Untold worlds fade from reality. But the top spins onward, vibrations between dimensions, moving from one that is dead to one that soon might be. Earth 1. The satellite headquarters of the Justice League of America. The top settles, waiting for the world's greatest heroes to remove its precious living cargo. But there's no movement here, no rescue to come. For unknown to Earth 3's greatest scientists, this headquarters has been abandoned and its electronic life ended. The baby sleeps, but he sleeps. But his sleep is fitful, I guess, while elsewhere another satellite burns with life. So I wonder if somebody's going to find him later. It begins again, Lila. They're looking through some like telescope, maybe. The shudder of one universe ending, and the plaintive cry of another about to die. It is time, my dear, for us to act. The summoning. July 1985. You know what to do and whom to summon. I do, Monitor, but I still fail to understand. Why not both Supermans and Wonder Womans? Why not the most powerful of those we've observed? I've analyzed all those with power in the past, present, and future, and our greatest hope lies with both so called heroes and villains fighting alongside each other. Yet another alternative has been made available, one I could not have expected. Lila, energize now. Well, I retrieved the infant sent here from the planet called Earth 3. Okay, so this guy, the monitor, is going to go pick up that Earth 3 baby. Now, monitor, I'll do as you ask, but I suggest you remember. We are equals. I will no longer tolerate being treated as your slave. She concentrates, and her body fairly explodes with power. Okay, there she is. Energize, the monitor said. Doesn't this Doesn't he understand the risk? She wonders. She reaches deep within herself, deep to the center of her being, and she senses each atom within her as an independent force. The universe, once divided into uh, many parts, each one different, independent, yet somehow weaker than the whole. Now, each part suffers for that weakness, destroyed one after another, because the fabric of their because the very fabric of their being is too weak for its total defense. And now she, like the universe, must replicate as well. She must divide her power among many, each with power, yet each powerless as well. She's no longer the woman called Lila. With her power and mission, she becomes someone new. She is now Harbinger, and she fears what may come next. So this is the Monitor and Harbinger. As her mission begins, so does mine. For months I've observed the multiverse and the many planet Earths. But now, when all is ready, doubts begin to form. I see my own death as well as the death of worlds. Ah, the future comes as it will. I can only help prepare the many pathways it may take. The Luthor child, I need him now. She who is now Harbinger soars through azure skies. Africa is her destination. Yet not the Africa known to men, but one unknown and hidden from sight. An Africa known only to a very few, Gorilla City. Chorus, your crime of murder is heinous, but we will not seek like retribution. I sentence you to conversion. Thank you, King Solivar. Thank you. You are fair and just. You give me more than I deserve. Man's justice demands an eye for an eye, but we apes need not be so barbaric. Go and become a useful, productive citizen. Now leave me. There are uh, weightier troubles which plague me. Worried, Solivar, king of Gorilla City, returns to his private chambers. If my scientist reports are true, our planet faces deadly peril. I cannot understand why man has done nothing to. Solivar, we have need of you. A human here? But who besides the Flash knows we exist? The Monitor knows all, Solivar. He has seen the birth of this city, as well as others, hidden from the eyes of man. Come with me, Solivar. A great adventure awaits. So there's Harbinger. I go nowhere until I buy the great apes. My hand slips through you. King Solivar, we heard you cry out, and what, a human? Capture her. You apes are more highly advanced than humans, yet, like them, your first instinct is to violence. How sadly similar are your species. And they disappear. Stop her, she's disappearing, along with our king. So she got King Solivar from Gorilla City. And in that instant, they are gone. The lush, primitive African jungles give way to the sprawling, sanitized cityscape of 30th century metropolis. Her name is Dawnstar, and she is one of the legion of superheroes. And her powerful wings gracefully carry her toward the recently rebuilt Legion headquarters. Who called me here? It certainly wasn't Saturn Girl's telepathic summons. Yet I somehow know it was a female voice, one I've never heard before. Eh? That light. It's what's calling to me now. But it sped off so quickly that nobody could follow it. Nobody but Dawnstar. I'm a tracker. I can follow one errant pebble spinning through the Muterin asteroid belt. Not that I have to go that far. The light leads me to Suicide Slum. I don't think I've ever come here before. Despite my powers, I usually avoid this area of the city. Ah, there's the light. Who are you? What do you want with me? So these are all characters I am not really familiar with. No answer. Whoever's behind this is leading me on a merry chase. All right then, if it wants me to come to it, I will. Though it may regret playing these games. Delicate fingers tap across the computer's access buttons as Dawnstar prepares for whatever may come next. Yet, what comes next is completely unexpected. I need you, Dawnstar. Come with me now. Who? In an instant, the tracker from Starhaven vanishes. It is 1942 on Earth, too, a world trapped in the midst of another war. Oh, drat, this darn stove won't light. How will I ever get my cake ready in time? Take it easy, Kara. Find me some more matches, and I'll see what I can do. Will you really, Danette? Gosh, you're a lifesaver. You know, for a rich society gal, you're a good egg. And you're not so bad yourself, Kara. She's gone. Thank goodness. I can light this stove without Kara's matches. Wonder what she'd say if she knew that rich society gal, Danette Riley, was also the flame tossing superheroine called Firebrand. Well, that's cool. Firebrand, we need you. Come with me. Oh no, someone called me by my superhero name. Revealed my secret identity. Huh? Everyone else is frozen in time. What are you? Who are you? How do you know who I am? Danette Riley, I am Harbinger, and we need you. Your planet is imperiled. Then let me call the rest of the All Star Squadron. We can all help too. No, Danette, it is you I need. Or rather, it is Firebrand. Good grief, my costume, how did you do that? Please come with me, and all will be made clear. I don't know why I trust you, but I do. All right, how do we get to wherever we're going? Click our heels together and say there's no place like home? Take my hand, Firebrand. We have two further stops to make before you meet the monitor. They vanish, but their disappearance does not go unnoticed. Dark, sinister eyes widen with interest, and a deep, throaty laugh echoes throughout the room. Wonder who that is. It is late night in the city, normally a quiet time when most citizens are home watching TV or preparing for bed. But not tonight. How many are there? At least three, maybe four, and they've got a hostage. This is Detective Carp. There's no reason for violence. Please free your hostage and we'll talk. Now ain't that nice? Now ain't that nice, Mr. Detective? Mr. Detective Man? We let this bimbo go and your guns'll chop us into red meat. So now you listen hard. I guess I gotta talk like a gangster. We want a chopper here in 15 minutes, fueled and ready to go. We also want cash. 100 thou, or maybe two. Hey, you guys listening? Jersey, Jersey, turn around. It's the Blue Beetle. Ah, isn't recognition grand? And here I thought I'd be forgotten after all this time. Bug, lower me a bit. Our friends here want to play rough. My, what big guns you have, boys. Bet you they make you feel like men. So what say we do something really manly, like a good old fashioned fist fight? Oh, folding up already. Gee, you're no fun. And here I was all ready for a night out with the guys. I was beating up these guys right there doing flips. Guess I'll just have to go home and watch PBS. Uh-oh, that last kick knocked Slimy over the edge. There goes the guy falling. No way, handsome. You're not escaping me that easy. You okay, miss? I think so. You saved me, Blue Beetle. Yeah, that's my job. It goes with the blue union suit. Now the question is, do I toss Ugly down to the police or Blue Beetle, come with me, please? Huh? Someone's calling me. But who? Where? Hey, watch it. Don't drop me. Only if you say please. I am here, Blue Beetle, and I need you. Just one thing, where in the blazes did you come from? Your questions will be answered later. Please come with me now. There's one lady who won't take no for an answer. Why not? It's a lousy night for TV anyway. So he goes with her. They got Blue Beetle now. They're flying off. 45,000 years ago, the world was young, though hardly innocent. Where is Arion? The monitor will be furious if I cannot find him in time. Harbinger speeds across an icy desert, and I'll have no excuse for my failure, unaware that she is being observed. And when she at last realizes her plight, what? No, not you! It is far too late. Oh no, so he jumped in her body, and she's being possessed now. Well, that ain't good. Earth 2, the present. He is in here, Firebrand, confined to that institution. His powers have driven him quite mad. Stay behind. It is best if I secure him alone. Crazy? You're crazy to say I am. I'm as sane as any man. But you know what all those emotions did to me? They gave me headaches. I guess I wasn't as good as Halstead was. Roger Hayden. Psycho pirates' powers are needed to help save this universe. Find Halstead. He was the first psycho pirate. He was better than me. He knew how to handle all those emotions. Halstead is dead. It is you I want. Why don't you just leave me alone? So he's all scared, yelling. Turn around, Hayden. No, I don't want to. You'll give me those headaches all over again. You will feel no pain, Roger Hayden. You don't know what it's like, do you? The psycho pirates affects emotions in others, but those emotions hurt me. Please go away. I'm not well. No, you are needed, and you will come with me. Medusa mask? You have it? I have all you need. So this is called the Medusa mask, I guess, and it goes and is being placed on top of him. We have one last visit to make where your powers are needed. Then our true mission begins. They disappear. 45,000 years ago, Atlantis' great golden gate confined a jewel-spired city whose magnificence has yet to be equaled. While beyond its far-reaching borders, spires of ice continue their never-ending encroachment. Someday soon, the great hero will stem the frozen tide. Someday, but not this day. He is Arion, High Mage and Lord of Atlantis. Strange, I feel energy abounding and my power growing because of it. Not that I needed increased power to perform this minor feat of sorcery, so he's doing magic. I guess this might be like a DC Doctor Strange kind of character. The day Arion can't form a simple bridge of ice, Atlantis may as well tremble in fear. Making an ice bridge. Ironic, isn't it? A fight to stem the creeping ice from destroying Atlantis. Yet I come here when I'm troubled because the vast flow is strangely comforting. Deidre's chain. That glow from the sky. Can it be? A woman. Are you a sorceress? Arion, Lord of Atlantis, your power is needed. Come with me. She prepares to attack. Well, let her. She'll learn Arion is no mere pup to be whipped. And then she's doing something with her mind. You make a mistake, sorcerer. One you will regret. By the mist, she stares at the ice bridge and it shatters. And I cannot conjure a spell of levitation. He falls, plunging toward the icy mist. But Harbinger speeds downward, cruel lips curled in delight. Still, the sorcerer must not die. At least not yet, until he demands it. In the last possible moment, Harbinger reacts, and the two vanish. So she saved him and took him. Earth 1, the present. Firestorm's not happy tonight as he speeds across the night-cloaked city. And there's definitely a reason why. She'd better be right about this. Instead of saving the Earth, I could be committing suicide. And that's not exactly my favorite pastime. Firestorm's nuclear power rearranges the atoms in the prison's wall, then reseals it as he passes through. Yep, that's her, Killer Frost. I can't talk. Yep, that's her, Killer Frost. Probably my most dangerous enemy. Well, this is where we separate the boys from the idiots. Here goes nothing. I can heat up the ice, gradually bringing up the temperature to safely free her. Professor Stein, am I doing this right? I have no complaints, Ronald. Thanks. You do wonders for a guy's ego. Frosty, you okay? You freed me, Firestorm. Yeah, I know, it makes no sense, but you see, you've made a tragic mistake, Firestorm. Then she starts shooting icicles out, I guess. And now you'll pay for it. You'll die, Firestorm, and then your bones will rot. And he's turning them into flowers. Hey, I can atomically alter Frosty's ice picks into flowers till the till the cows eat them all. But we're not getting anywhere, are we? Harbinger, you there? Harbinger? We're both here, Firestorm. Psycho Pirate, it's up to you now. I told you how much it'll hurt me, and I swore you'd feel no pain. Trust me. Oh, okay. Let me think. Harbinger, there's something I didn't tell you. As much as it hurts, once I start tampering with emotions, I never want to stop. Killer Frost looks at me. What are you doing, fool? Your face. I've changed my expression from madness to love. You feel love now, Killer Frost, don't you? Love for man and love for Earth, and especially love for your enemy. For Firestorm? Why have you been fighting all this time. Oh, I don't like that look in her eyes. Hmm, I don't want to go anywhere. Stay here with me, my love. Dang, she kisses him. Yikes, Harbinger, you didn't warn me about this. We've got so much to make up for. Don't resist me. We were made for each other. Yuck. Kissing her is like smooching with an iceberg. Now I know what the Titanic felt like. I think I liked it better when she tried to kill me. It is time for us to leave. You coming, Frosty? I would go around the world with you, Firestorm. Just my luck. Yes, hurry back, Harbinger, for I fear our mutual enemy may not allow much time for planning. Okay, here's the monitor in space again. Already another Earth has perished, and 5 heroes I needed are gone. Thus I've dispatched your replicants to seek out others as replacements. Lila, when I first observed this Earth, knowing what was to come, when I found you a half dead child floating at sea, when I saved you, nurtured you, watched you grow into womanhood these past 20 years, when I came to love you like the daughter I never had and never could, little did either of us know that one day you would be my killer. I fear for you, Lila. My life may be forfeit, but you, my dear, you hold in your hands the fate of the cosmos itself. So apparently the monitor found Lila when she was little, raised her as his daughter, but now he knows his end and it's at the hands of her. So that's a crazy twist. Here are the heroes assembled, it looks like. Enter now the chamber deep inside the monitor satellite, for here have the powers assembled. Here are all those who have thus far been brought from Earth 1 and 2. Man, I haven't seen so many costumes since last Halloween. And I bet none of them's ever even heard of the Blue Beetle. The humans stare at me, then turn away. My presence here is uncomforting to them. Unlike us apes, they have not yet learned to look beyond the form to the soul that lives inside. The satellite seems so much smaller from outside, yet inside it stretches on for miles. Well, well, the girl warned me, didn't she? Some of my enemies are here. Still, I am Simon, and my psionic powers are virtually without limit, as the others shall learn should the need arise. Cyborg, do you believe this Harbinger plea is a real one? I know Obsidian, the squadron recently met him and his friends, but Superman looks so old, hardly the Man of Steel I know so well. Well, I guess everybody ages. Danette, what have you gotten yourself into? Into now, that's Firebrand. Firebrand, it's been a while. Obsidian, she doesn't answer. I think she's as stunned at all this as I am. This place and its science rivals even fair Atlantis, yet there is the gnawing of evil here, one which grows and chokes the air. So that's the sorcerer. I forgot his name already. I'm sure it'll come up again, but let me just see. Arion, that's right. The Atlantean sorcerer. Yeah, I know them all. You see, there's Earth 2 Superman, and there's Geoforce from the Outsiders, talking with Cyborg from the Teen Titans, and the rest, well, hey, quit nibbling my ear. So that's Firestorm and Killer Frost. Dr. Polaris does not like to be kept waiting. I demand to see the monitor now. And then here's Green Lantern, I guess. Man, can't find the power source running this satellite. And who's this monitor anyway? I heard rumors he was supplying weapons to criminals, but if he was, why'd he bring us here? I have to admit, I'm getting a bit impatient myself. After all, what could threaten both Earth 2 and Earth 1? You know everyone here? Some of these guys give me the spooks. They watch, eyes darkly glowing. Okay, that thing's in the background, hiding. Your power, friend? Is it sorcery like my own? Hands off, creep, or you'll find out the hard way. They laugh, their voices coarse and guttural. Tell me you love me as much as I love you. I'm gonna barf if this keeps up much longer. Then again, she's not all that bad looking. And they await the word. Cyborg, Geoforce, perhaps, dear friends, we should declare truce of sorts. Domehead, you can take that truce and shove it. Wait, Cyborg, perhaps we should listen to Simon. Now, it is time. You silly little fool, I sense danger. We're going to be attacked. Hope they catch this guy. I don't know who these things are. Simon's cry serves as their only warning for. Good grief! What are they? Shadows, it seems, but with form and substance. Why are they attacking us? Don't you see? We've been set up. Harbinger lied to us. Well, then, we better do something. And we better do it fast. Only my power ring can stop them. It's blasting through them like they were real shadows. It's begun, and I can't even help. I've integrated my replicants, drawn them inside me again, but with only moments to spare. I cannot separate for so long or my powers dissipate, and we, like the Earths themselves, would fade from existence. I am still so weak. Her powers fade, and with them her harbinger self. Lila's eyes close, not knowing that when she awakens, one part of herself will have altered the rest. Living shadows like myself. Can I fight them, or could they destroy me? Obsidian, they're surrounding us. We need you. I'm ready, Superman. Count on me. None of this makes any sense. There's no connection between most of us. We couldn't possibly have a common enemy. So why bring us here only to attack us? Stop your daydreaming, human. Don't you realize we've been caught in a war? You're an ape, but you can talk? And you're a human with wings. Reality holds surprises for everyone. Uh-oh, something tells me Mrs. Cord's little son is in some serious trouble here. I'm way out of my league. So what in blazes do I do about it? I'm blasting them back with my fire powers, but it only stuns them for a moment. They keep coming at me. We all got problems, lady. I'm slamming them with a million decibels of white sound, and these things are just eating it up. Dang, they're all fighting, they're getting overtaken. They pass harmlessly through me while I'm in my shadow form. Well, at least that gives me an edge. And I'm not the kind of guy who lets slip the advantage. So he punches him. Deidre's chain. My spells only serve to slow down these beasts, not to destroy them. Polaris, what manner of creatures are they? Do me a favor, Magic Man. Stay back and give me room to breathe. It doesn't take much for the master of magnetism to yank up the metal flooring here and twist it into an inescapable prison. Then continue, friend. It makes little difference who succeeds as long as we do. So, Master of Magnetism. This is DC's Master of Magnetism, I guess, Polaris. Which we, of course, know Magneto is Marvel. Sanctimonious do-gooder. Of course it matters who wields the power. A fact you'll learn should I decide to destroy you. So that's Simon using his psionic powers. Not bad, Ice Lady. Between the three of us, we make a great team. My love and I don't need you, Lantern. Go find another shadow demon to fight. My love? Sheesh. How long is this going to go on? Firestorm, it's attacking. Don't worry, Frosty. As long as I can rearrange a few stray atoms, your buns won't get a bruising. Mmm. Sure you don't want to join me here, lover? Oh my gosh. Crazy. Cyborg, punching them doesn't stop them. Yeah, so what else is new? Has anyone else seen Harbinger since we got here? No, she vanished long ago. It was the female. Surely she knew of this. And she'll suffer for it, my friend. Trust Simon for that. So there she is watching, or just knowing. Then, like a sudden swelling of the sun, a burning, blinding, coruscating light explodes in the dimly lit chamber. So there it is, shining through them all. For a moment, none can see, and in that instant, Obsidian is forced back into his non shadowed form. While the demon shadows, the attackers, fearfully flee from the deadly flash. Then the blinding moment ends. Still hard to see, but they're gone. But what happened? Look, there, a dark shape moving in from the afterglow. This attack was not planned, but it was also not unexpected. Please do not blame poor Harbinger. Of all beings, she was not at fault. Here, let me dim these halls so you may see things clearly once more. And there's the monitor. And now let me properly introduce myself. I am the monitor. And I have summoned you here because your universes are about to die. All right. This is only the beginning. Next, from the dawn of man to the great disaster, crisis on infinite Earths, the DC universe will never be the same. And that's the end of the issue. So, I guess going forward, next, we're going to find out what's really going on here, why the heroes have been summoned, who those shadow creatures were, or shadow men, and who in the world is the Monitor, and why does he have the Harbinger grabbing everybody and bringing them? What's the threat? Which we can assume from the beginning it's that wave erasing everybody, but we don't actually know what the cause is. So maybe we'll be able to figure it out. But thanks for joining me, guys. Not sure exactly how long this video will be. Might be a little bit longer than some of the others. But this is a giant crossover, and it's one of the classics. So I'm excited to go through it with you. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again next time on Rick Reads Comics.